Welcome everyone. My name is Anna. I work for Elastic. Usually you don't see me because I don't live in Stockholm. You might know my colleague Eric Westberg, who is based in Stockholm. I'm based in London. I look after our community in EMEA, and part of what I do is looking after the Nordics and Benelux. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being open to this new format during COVID-19 times. We will continue doing virtual meetups for the foreseeable future. I can't tell you how long that will be, but maybe till the end of the year. So yeah, as I said, thank you for joining. I'm excited that we can make this happen. Also, we are recording this session, so if you want to look back or if you've missed part of it, the video will be available on our YouTube channel after the meetup. So please expect it by the end of the week. And now, oh, sorry, my sound is bad. I'm sorry, Marvin, that's the best I can do. As everyone, I'm dealing with COVID-19 internet, so I apologize, but this is the best I can do. Okay, and now I will hand it over to Julie.
Okay, this is a few general information.
Yes, sorry. Thank you to Elastic and most of all Bolero for sponsoring this meetup. Bolero, we will have a quiz later on, and Bolero kindly provided a prize. Also, thank you to Julie, who is our new Elastic Stockholm organizer. I'm very excited to have her on board, and I want to give a special shout out to her because she's been a champion. She came on board just before COVID-19, and this is her first virtual meetup. So thank you, Julie, for making this happen. Also, the only way we can keep making meetups happen is if we find speakers. So if you're interested in speaking at an event, please reach out. Some people might be scared, might have stage fright, but since we are doing virtual events, you have the huge advantage that you can literally present from your home in your pajamas if you want. So some of you might be more comfortable. So don't be shy if you have an interesting use case to share that is related to the Elastic Stack. Please reach out to either myself or to Julie, and we would love to chat with you about a presentation. You might have just a few housekeeping rules. So we are using the the Zoom webinar tool, because if we use a regular Zoom, we constantly have to go through the list and mute people. So you may notice that only Julie and I are able to speak at the moment. That's because we are panelists. Julie will be taking questions after her presentation. If you have a question, there is a little Q&A button at the bottom of Zoom, so please type in your question there, and Julie will answer questions after her presentation. For any other chapter comments and so on, please use the chat function so we can keep questions and chat separate. And yeah, that's it from my side, and now I will hand it over to Julie for real.
Thank you, Anna. It's my great honor to be the Elastic Stockholm User Group co-organizer. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Julie, and I'm a certified Elastic engineer and work with Elastic Database since last year. And I work at Bolero, Elastic's partner in Kista. So I'm very glad to meet you today here. So let's start our topic. Tracking and visualizing COVID-19 with Elastic Stack. Here is the topic we will cover today. First, we will introduce Elastic Stack and ECE. Then we need some data to index some data or ingest some data into the Elasticsearch. Then we can do a search and aggregation. In Kibana, we can also do discovery, visualization, and dashboard. Then we will have a demo. After that, we will have a Q&A section. In the end, we will have a Kahoot to win a gift card. So all the questions are covered in these topics. Let's start So what's Elasticsearch? Basically, Elasticsearch made of 4 components. Elasticsearch is the heart of Elasticsearch. It stores the data and provides a search and analysis function. Kibana is the user interface. It can visualize data and manage data and so on. Bits and loss dash are ingest part of the Elasticsearch. Bits are data shipper, including metric bits, hard bits, packet bits, and so on. And loss dash can provide a pipeline to handle all kinds of documents, to ingest the documents into Elasticsearch. So let's have a look at ECE, which is Elastic Cloud Enterprise. In ECE, you can manage all the Elasticsearch clusters centrally. And ECE is available to install in all kinds of environments, such as a cloud, no matter it's a private cloud or public cloud, such as AWS, Google Cloud, or Ali Cloud. And it can be installed in virtual machines and also a real hardware. It can support a wide range of configurations. And we can start to have a 14 days trial of ECE just within 3 minutes or less. Just go into the Elastic homepage and then click the Launch on Elastic Cloud under the Elasticsearch or Kibana. Then they will ask you to provide an email address. So the only thing you need to try the ECE is an email address, a working one. So it's a free for 14 days trial and no credit card is required. After you log in ECE, it will guide you to create your deployment. So creative deployment is just one step-by-step to click under the configuration and templates. The first one is to give a name, and then you should select any cloud platform you like, and then select a region that's near you, and then select, or by default is the latest version. Also, you can choose a default path template and then click create. Then you will get it just within a few minutes. So after you created deployments, we will get Elasticsearch and Kibana nodes, and also APM, application performance monitoring, and machine learning is also available, and it's an option for you to enable it or not. To change the configuration, you can click the edit. So you can choose 1 or 2 zones, or how big the RAM it is, or disable or enable any feature. So after you create your deployment in the Elastic Cloud UI, you can manage the deployment such as restart or delete. And in the left side, there is also some kind of management you can do, such as check the logs, activities, metrics, also securities, snapshots, and you can have an API console directly to Elasticsearch. And from here, we can access Kibana, just launch it, and Kibana will come just within 1 minute. So after we have the deployment, we need some data. So Elasticsearch is a distributed document store. So a data is stored as a document and index. An index including a lot of documents. So a document is a JSON format that's stored with a unit ID. We can have one example of this JSON. So to put one document into one index. So we have different kind of informations in this document. And the JSON will, the API will return a response in here. The result is created, and it's created in 2 shards. So a shard is a single piece of an elastic index. So one index can have a several shards, like primary shards or replica shards. It's up to your setting. And this is the first document for the corona cases. This is the first patient in Sweden, which was affected in the end of January and was recovered in March. So this is the way to put the document one by one. But when we have more document, we can use a boot operation. So we can create many documents in one single API call. It can increase the indexing speed. So this is one example of one API call, which created 21 documents for the record of the days, May 24th. For all the province in Sweden, the new confirmed cases. The response of the API will give the individual result of each action that was performed. So if one of these action was failed, it will not stop. So it will not impact the other writing operations. When we have more and more data, we cannot just index them one by one. The best way is to ingest data. So at least a few of ways to ingest data which choose for the COVID-19 data. The first way is the Logstash. With the ingest pipeline, we can convert any data into a JSON form and send into Elasticsearch. And the second way is in the Kibana machine learning. There is a data visualization. You can load a CSV or JSON files there. We will do a demo for the second way. The third way is to push data through API via Python also. And the last one is to upload the GeoJSON in the Kibana map. So how can we get the data? There are many different places to get the data. Like authority, like Swedish authority, Excel data is available in their website. And in the global, in ECDC, there is CSV or JSON or Excel files available to download. And there are more data sets to download in GitHub, contributed by all kinds of developers. So when we have data, we can do a search in Elasticsearch So what is a search? That's when we look for something, look for a subset of the original data set. So the map result will be hit and show in the response. Elasticsearch is writing in a query DSL, domain-specific language to search data. It's in a JSON format. So in Elasticsearch, there are many kinds of query and filter clause and parameters to combine and to use for a search. Aggregation is another important function of Elasticsearch. It is a way to perform analysis on your index data. Basically, there are two types of major aggregations. The first one is buckets. Buckets means a collection of a group of documents based on a certain of criteria, like a certain date, a daily base, or a certain location, or certain terms. And the other aggregation is matrix. It's based on math calculation. It can compute numeric values based on the data set, such as minimum, maximum, average, sum, and so on. We can have a look at this example. This example uses a nested aggregation. The first aggregation is a bucket. It provides a daily bucket for the corona death over time. So the other nested aggregation is to have a sum of the daily death of different locations. So in this aggregation API call, we get the result like this. It comes back with quite a lot of buckets day by day. So each day is it shows the day and shows the sum of the day, which means the death number of the day of April 15 is 141. So there are other type of aggregation too, such as pipeline aggregation and matrix. Both search and aggregation are very powerful in Elasticsearch. And at the same time, it's a bit complex language to write this syntax. But Kibana had created a visualization and a bit flexible way for us to use, a bit user-friendly way. So in Kibana, Kibana is a web-based user interface. So it can manage data, search and analysis data, and as well as to visualize data. The first step for the Kibana visualization is to create an index template. Now, sorry, is to create an index pattern, which points to one or more Elasticsearch index, so that Kibana will know which data you want to visualize with. There are only two steps to create an index template, index pattern, sorry. The first one, just to type the index name. When you type the first a few characters, so you can have the star. So it will show, it will mapping all the indexes start with the name corona in this case. The next step is to pick up the term filter. the time field if it's a time series index. So if it's not a time series index, we can skip this step or just create the index pattern. So when you have an index pattern, you can discover the data in a bit more visible way. In this discover in Kibana, you have a toolbar here, such as open a new or save. And here is a search bar. You can write a search KQR and other language. Here is a filter bar. You can add a filter. The filter I add is limit the country to Sweden. So this one is the index pattern. You can choose any index pattern from here. The left side is called assign navigation. You can see the field here. And this part is a time picker. You can pick the time period you want to check. And here is a day histogram aggregation. It shows the document number day by day. And here is the table of the document. From here, you can see the document field and value. So a visualization is created out of aggregations. And it can make both aggregation and search at the same time. There are many types of visualization available in Kibana, such as lens, line, bar, pie, map, and so on. Here is one example showing the daily new and death number in Stockholm, as I have a filter here. And as you create many visualization, you can save them and put it into a dashboard. So you can create your own dashboard. Here is one example of the dashboard I created. It's a collection of visualizations and saved search. So once a dashboard is saved, you can share it with other users, as long as they have the access. So let's have a demo. So hope you can see my screen. Here is the easy login. So this is my trial ECE, have a 10 days left. From here is the cloud user interface. So from here is the name I gave it. And you can change your name. For anything. From here, you can see that I have created 8 instances, including 1 master node and 2 data nodes, 2 coordinating nodes, one APM node, and one Kibana node, and one machine learning node. From here, we can see the logs from the Elasticsearch. So the log for today is mainly, I changed the name, and snapshot was taken. So it takes snapshot automatically based on your configuration. We can also check the activities here. Is how it goes like when I created this 4 days ago. And from the metrics, we can see the performance of the ECE, such as CPU usage, index response time, and memory usage. From the security, we can reset the password. This is the password to the Elastic because it was created automatically by the ECE cloud. And we need to record down. If not, we can reset one. So from here, we can launch a Kibana. In the Kibana user phase, there is some guides to guide you what to do. So let's start to do some try on the develop tools. Here is what it looks like. It's an API console. So let's try to put a document. As we showed before, is the first case. First corona case in Sweden. And so let me put it. So the result is created with the first version. And the ID is the first one with 2 charts. So we can have a look. Use the get index and document the ID. So it's fun. The source is the same as what I put it. And the ID is 1. So here, we can also delete the document if you don't need it anymore. And you can also delete the whole index if you don't want to record in this way, because there are many informations we cannot get nowadays. So let's have a boot operation. Here is the example for the locations. In different locations in Sweden, 2 days ago, the new confirmed cases. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, it took only 6 seconds without error. So the item was created one by one. We can see the index with the ID. So as there is no fault, we don't need to check it one by one, but I will have a check on the document count. Okay, 1,455 and 1544 is the same as my last document, so it's correct. With all the data, I can do a search. For example, I want to just search the new cases from 25th until yesterday. So it comes out the result with, without timeout. There's 20 documents. So from here, I already get the documents I put just now. Because I haven't put the document of 26, so they only come with the 25th. So let's do a search combined with aggregation. Here is the search. What I want to do is search 5 documents which match with the location, which is Stockholm. And what I want to know is also one aggregation that the total number of deaths in Stockholm. So let me execute it. So it comes out the result of Stockholm every day with the death number. As I specify the size to 5, it will only come back with the 5 documents, but it will aggregate all the documents and give me the calculation, the sum of death, which is almost 2,000. So let's have a look at aggregation. Here is the aggregation we showed before. For this aggregation, I don't want to see any result of the document, so I don't want to search. So I set the size to 0. I only want the calculation result. So first is a booklet for the date histogram. So it will create a daily booklet. And then I have the calculation of the sum of the days, the new confirmed cases. So let's have a look. So it comes with buckets, quite lots of buckets from end of January. It was 0 before. So getting bigger and bigger since March until the last day, which is 25th, when I indexed the data just now. So this is the similar aggregation, but calculates the death number. It also comes out with the buckets. It started from March and get top maybe in April. Okay, so let's ingest more data. Here is a way to ingest data in machine learning here. In data visualization, there is a way to import data. Just upload a file. So the file they support is CSV file, TSV file, JSON file, or logs file with a common format for the timestamp. So let's have a try. We can have a small document. So here is what my document looks like. Is the CSV file. They record the ICU number day by day. So here it learns some fields by itself. But I can make some change to override the settings. The field I would like to change to ICU, so I can get the name as ICU. Then I just click import. It needs an index name. ICU Sweden. So it can create index pattern for me also, but we can create later. So it's done. The data is uploaded. Now we can create one index pattern. Click here to yes. And the next step, choose the time step. Create index pattern. So it's created. Then we can discover the data. Use discover. First, let me choose the right index pattern we have created just now. And here is to choose the time. I can choose start from 3 months ago until now. Okay, we can see the document is listed. So let's move to visualization. So here we can create different type of visualizations. Let me make one example of vertical bar. I will use scroll now. So I want to see a daily base trend. So I will add a bucket at x-axis. And in the y-axis, I would like to show the number of confirmed cases every day. So this is the confirmed case in Sweden, day by day. So if I want to see more, I can also add one more y-axis. So let me add one axis. I would like to see the death number day to day also. So let's update it. But this doesn't show right because it's started. We can change here, change the mode to normal. So now it's right. Here, the short one is the death number, and the higher one is the new number, daily base. From here, it's hard to see a trend because one thing annoyed me is this variation. During the weekend or holiday, it's quite low, and some days later, it's getting very high to compensate the weekend. So what I like to do is use a math calculation, which is moving average. So it will make it smooth for this boundary. So let's try. So it's also the sum of the new cases from different locations. The second one, for the death, I also want to see the moving average. I select the sum of the death number from different locations. So let me update it. Then we can see the trend a bit more clearly. Let me change the color. So from this trend, we can see a bit more smoothly figures of the new confirmed case and the new death case, which is still very high. And I like to see how it looks like in Stockholm, so I can add a filter. I will choose the location to Stockholm. So is the Stockholm's data a bit different from the whole Sweden's data that we seems to have reached the top, both in the confirmed case and the death number, which is good. Let's have a look at the other cities, such as Göteborg, which is in Västra Götaland. So we can see it's a bit different from Stockholm's trend. And the moving average of the confirmed case is going up quite a lot. And the death number didn't show a trend of going down. So when we have the visualization, when it's done, we can save it like this. So when we have the saved visualization or a saved search, we can make a dashboard. So we can just create a dashboard with an existing object. So that's the demo we created before. In this dashboard, it's okay to move around and everything. Make it smaller or big. And you can add more different kind of yeah, you can add more, anything you want, any visualization you did. So now I can show the dashboard I had made. So here is the visualization called Markdown, which you can type a lot of text. This is the metric. So it's basically a count for the number, just like the new confirmed case and death number. I'm sorry that the number is not up to date. So it's a few days behind. And this is the death trend of the sum of death. So it goes a bit smoothly, you know. Here is a pie for the death number per location. So we can see the pool Stockholm have almost half of the death was in Stockholm. This is the moving average of the sum of death in the whole Sweden. So hopefully it's going down. Hopefully it's going to go over soon. Here is two tables showing the status of the gender and age group, how it was impacted by Corona. So this one is what we showed before, sum of the total death, total new and total death. And this one is a table in each location, in each province. So we can have the order in different way, in this order or in the sum of new cases. So this is the sum of all confirmed cases in the whole world. It's not up to date either, but it's quite a big number already. And here lists the top 10 confirmed cases in the world, which US is in the list. And China is not in the list anymore. When you have a dashboard, you are able to share it. So here is 4 ways to share this dashboard. One is embed code, permalinks, PDF, or PNG. So if you want to share with embed code, there are two options. One is snapshot, one is save object. In snapshot, that means you save the URL in the way when you edit it and save the new dashboard, it will not show via the URL. But if you use the save objects, your lately update and save in the dashboard will show in the URL. So it's the same in the permalink. There are also two options, snapshot and save objects. And in PDF and PNG, there are no option of save object. So it's just a document of what it looks like today. So here, this is the demo. Okay, let's go back. So let's go back to the slide. And now let's move on to QA sector. If you have any question, you're welcome to type in the QA.
Thank you, Julie. That was a great presentation. Very well done. As Julie said, if you have any questions, please type them into the Q&A section. If you think of questions later, maybe Julie will also be available at the end of the meetup. If there are no questions, we'll give people about 2 minutes or so to type in questions. If there's no questions, then we will move on to the next part of the meetup, which is the trivia via Kahoot. If you have never played, I encourage you to participate. I got to play with my team last week, and it's a lot of fun, so you're in for a treat. And as Julie said, you can win a nice gift card and test your Elastic knowledge. So I don't see any questions. There was one question earlier of whether this will be recorded. Yes, we are recording it. I will edit it tomorrow, and then it will be uploaded to the Elastic YouTube channel. Julie, there is a question. Do you use Elasticsearch in a clinical setting, for example, in hospitals?
I think Elasticsearch can use in many commercial cases, but I'm not sure what this setting means.
Mohammed, I think there might be a slight misunderstanding too. Julie actually doesn't work in healthcare, if I'm not mistaken. She's a software engineer. From an Elastic point of view, I know that that it is actually used in healthcare. It's used in the UK. We work with public sector a lot. Can't give any details on customers, but it is used in healthcare.
Yeah, I know that in Sweden there are lots of authority use Elasticsearch.
Yeah, that's true. It's used widely used in the public sector, government, student and higher education, and also hospitals. You might have heard the NHS, the National Health Services here in the UK where I live. I think they work with it, at least to some extent. So yeah, it is used. Any other questions? How about we move on to the Kahoot, Julie, and if there's any other questions later, we will come back to them.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome.
So let's move to Kahoot. Are you ready? So what you need is one phone, separate from the phone you are listening. So, and be quick. Then we will start Kahoot.
And for those of you who have never played, please go to kahoot.it, either on your phone or you can also use your laptop. And then Julie will show an access code that you have to type in, and then you have to type in your name. And the way it works is there will be a question with different answers. And then you see different boxes of different colors and shapes. And the aim of the game is to answer the question correctly, but not only that, but also answer it as fast as possible, because the quicker you answer the question, the more points you will get.
Okay, let's start.
This is
We have Mohan. Great. I will be back.
I'll be back. Maybe let's mute the music because it's a little bit loud. Yep, awesome, cool. Yeah, we have 4 players, so let's play.
Good. So the quiz, which below component is not part of Elasticsearch. Okay, it's not Elastic Cloud. And bits and logstash are also part of the Elastic Stack. So the next one. Oh, Mohammed, great job. True or false? You need a credit card for the EC Cloud 14 days free trial. Wow, great. That's correct. You don't need a credit card to try the EC Cloud. Wow, good job. True or false? EC includes 4 parts of Elasticsearch, Elasticsearch, Kibana, Research, and Bits. Okay, the answer is false, because EC doesn't own the bits and logstash. EC includes Elasticsearch and Kibana. Okay, the next one. Oh, I will be back is the top now. Great job. Kids, to find out the top places with the highest number of all confirmed cases, you can achieve in the Elasticsearch. So the right answer is by aggregation, because it needs to calculate the top places, to calculate the number which is top. So it's a math calculation. A search cannot do a calculation, so it's aggregation. Great job, I will be back. Quiz, where file data visualization is located. It's in machine learning. In machine learning, there is a file data visualizer where you can import data through a file, JSON file or CSV file, a dashboard. No, it's a different place. The name is different. The dashboard can create a lot. The visualize can create visualizations, and the dashboard can put the visualization together. But the file data visualizer is the place where we import data into an index. It's in machine learning. So I will be back, still the top. Great job, Jonas. Quiz. Which aggregation you need to use to generate Okay, it's a data histogram. It's not a range because it's a daily. It's a bucket. Yeah, I will be back. Jonas, good job also. Okay, quiz. To share the dashboard update in real time to another user, you need to Okay, you need to share as safe object in either embed code or permalink. And if you share with Snapchat, it will not update in real time. It will only show what it was at the time it was shared. Great job. So this is the last one. The quiz. Which one of below organization is Swedish authority taking charge of corona tracking? I usually use C19.se to check. Wow, that's an amazing result. Suppose you are from Stockholm or Sweden. Let's see the results. Elastic fans. Jonas. I will be back. Great job. such a great job. So,
Oh, Marvin, it's you who won. Awesome.
yeah, I just wish you can send me a chat or an email or any message that tell me who you are so I can send you the gift. I will be back. And Jonas and Elastic fans, because I cannot recognize who you are.
How about we do it this way? So I will type in my email address. It's just anna@elastic.co. Please email me if you're one of the 3 winners, and then I will forward your information to Julie, and then she will be in touch regarding the gift cards. So just anna@elastic.co, send me an email, and please claim your prize. And great job, everyone. Awesome. Yeah, I think we're at the end of the webinar, right, Julie?
Yes, if there is no other questions.
Do we have any other questions? Oh, Ilya wanted to write Elastic is fantastic, but he couldn't, so he had to write Elastic fans. Okay, due to character limit.
Good.
Um,
And who is, I will be back.
it's Marvin, Julie.
Ah, good. And Jonas also.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Do we have any other questions? I don't see any. So I will say thank you for joining. Thank you for an awesome talk, Julie. It was very nice. Good job. Also, thank you all to playing Kahoot with us. I think it's always a lot of fun. And as I said, the recording will be available shortly if you like to look something up. So yeah, any last words from you, Julie?
Yeah, thank you so much for our last online meetup. I wish you to see you soon next time. And I really wish that COVID-19 will go over, that we could meet face by face in the near future.
Yeah, hopefully soon. Stay safe, everyone. Have a nice evening, and we will see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.